Hey, did you know there's a hole in your gun?
No! Oh my God. I'm going to report that to the authorities.
I'm not sure I can make you shoot.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on In Range. We're going to go do a match today.
Yep.
And what are you shooting?
I'm shooting an AR-15, but somewhat unique AR-15.
Yeah, I think we're calling that Icarus.
Yeah, it's Icarus. It has been shot multiple times. You can see that there was a bullet that hit the buffer and blew out part of the polymer. It's been run over 4 times by vehicles.
Yep.
The upper a couple times as well. The upper was the one that we ran over in the destruction testing of the NFA lower.
Yep.
So that's been pinned onto this one, and so it's got a lightweight bolt carrier group or low mass bolt carrier group, an EOTech, and I'm running a Surefire 60 round mag. All things that are theoretically considered in the industry to be unreliable.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
So I named it Icarus since it flies too close to the sun. By the way, the handguard's also bent and canted to the left. And I want to see, first of all, does it get through the match, which I believe it will, but how well can I do with it?
Okay.
And you, on the other hand,
Hopefully, so if all runs well, that'll be fine, but you're running a lot of chances of something going horribly wrong. And
that's why it's named
crashing.
Icarus.
There we go. Well, I kind of have the same gun, but not abused the way yours has been. Mine's just a regular GWACS cav arms lower, upper with some rails and stuff. The upper is the same one you have, also from KE Arms.
Yeah, really, they're kind of the same gun, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a different optic. I've got an EOTech. You've got a Spark.
Yeah, I have a Vortex Spark. It's just a low-end red dot, non-magnified. And, yeah.
So this will be kind of a different versus, in that we're really kind of shooting the same gun, but sort of not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see how you can do against... We should point out, this is also not the two-gun match. This is the Independence Day rifle match up in Phoenix.
It's a rifle-only match that is a fundraiser for the Arizona Citizen Defense League.
Yep. Which
is a political organization here in the States, just a gun rights group. But they run this every year to not only celebrate the 4th of July, but as a fundraiser.
Yeah. So we have some actual serious 3-gun rifle people competing.
Yeah, it's essentially a 3-gun match, but just with rifles. So let's see how this goes.
All right.
Safety's already screwed up. I'm screwed. Which one?
The bit. No, the second. There you go. Hey, go, go. Hey. 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 Go. Good. Right. Hitting low.
I don't know where I'm missing.
Just hit the top of the head there. Aim at the top of the head. You're hitting low. There you go. Okay, if you're finished on those, shoot clear. Okay, if you're finished on those, show clear.
All right, guys, we are back. We're a little bit baked out from the heat. It was 106 degrees when we left the range.
Yep.
But you know what? Things went pretty well.
Yeah, things did go very well. This gun ran flawlessly. I had no problems with it from the perspective of reliability, feeding, firing, accuracy, except for the very first stage we shot.
Right.
It turns out that when this gun, this lower, was donated by GWACS to test or to do a
They
destructive...
didn't expect it to survive that testing.
No, they didn't, and it did. And it turned out they gave me kind of a factory blem unit that had a defective safety hole drilled out. It's literally bored out. It's oval.
Yeah.
And I noticed that when I was putting the gun together and using it, but the safety was a little wonky. And it turned out that when I went to take the gun off safe, I spent 20 seconds
Something like that, yeah.
out of a 70-second run trying to get the safety off until I realized it was outside of its proper receiver well, and I had to push the safety in manually with one hand and take it off safe.
At that point, it ran.
Once I figured that out, the gun was fine, and I didn't have that problem for the rest of the stages because, ironically, when I went off safe, I pushed it in with my left thumb and disengaged it to fire.
So even with that, we don't have the scores yet. They'll be edited in here because I'll have them when I go back to produce the video. But right now, we don't know. But you did pretty darn well. You might have actually won Trooper class.
Right. I might have won at least a couple stages, if not the entire category. And we'll find out when we see the results. So that was just a little hiccup that we had there. 20 seconds felt like a lifetime on the stage. But then after I knew what the little catch was to keep the safety running, I had that no problem on the other 3 stages and turned in some pretty respectable scores with this really beat gun.
So here's the takeaway I'd take from this is, you know, it doesn't really matter what your gear looks like as long as it runs.
Well, it's also a testimony not only to the durability and resiliency of these polymer lowers, this particular, the GWACS
the
polymer
ones that
lower,
are done right.
but really actually a testimony to the resiliency and effectiveness of the Stoner AR-15 design.
Yeah.
These guns just shoot. I mean, you were talking about when you don't shoot ARs a lot.
No,
let's
I
be
really
frank.
don't.
You shot that and you're like,
It's kind of boring. It just works. It just hits.
yeah, we were out zeroing. We were shooting at 200 yards out in the desert, and you're like, bang, ting, and you're like, do we have anything that's a little more challenging?
Yeah, or exciting or interesting.
So, I mean, that's a testimony to how great these rifles actually are.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that fact that it can run in this condition, really, with no issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
A couple other takeaways. We were both using Surefire 60-round quad stack magazines.
yes.
These things have a reputation for not running quite right. And I think what happened was the first batch that they produced had some issues with the followers. And I think they resolved those issues. Certainly these two, which we got straight from Jim Sullivan when we interviewed him, these both worked flawlessly for us on the match.
And if I remember right, he did mention there had been some slight revisions to them over time.
Yeah, if you had one that didn't work well, it might be worth giving a second look. You know,
Yeah.
If you have an old one, send it back to Surefire, you know. I think they have a warranty service.
I can't speak to that, but I can tell you that both of us ran those 60 rounds today with absolutely zero problems.
Yeah, 4 stages. Frankly, I was going to talk about how much I liked or disliked or what I came away with about this South African Pattern 83 assault vest. I have no idea. I literally never opened a pouch on it because every stage I loaded up this guy, shot the stage, had ammo left over.
We should probably explain to
needed
people
this
what
thing.
Trooper is. So this is
yes.
this is not a regular 2-gun match. It's essentially a rifle only match that's 3-gun oriented.
Right.
But there's a special 3-gun category out there called Trooper.
Yep.
Some matches run it, some don't. And what it means is you essentially have to carry everything you're going to use at any stage through every stage.
Right.
So that means all of your ammunition has to be on you for the entire match through the stage.
Yep. I had a whole bunch of ammo in boxes in the back.
It also means that if your gun fails or breaks, that you can't fix it unless you happen to have the parts with you. Which is
tools.
why I spent 20 seconds trying to make sure I could get the safety off without breaking it worse.
Right.
Because I didn't want to take myself out of the match.
Yep.
So I was very careful when I had that problem.
Yeah.
So Trooper is this idea that you pretty much carry everything you need through all 4 stages.
Yeah.
Or however many stages there are.
Yep. It's a little more significant when you're talking a 2-gun or a 3-gun match.
It is.
For rifle, it's...
Yeah.
The plus side is the way the rules are written. If you're in Trooper, there are no equipment restrictions at all. So you can use mags of any size. You can use as many optics as you want on the gun. That sort of thing.
And no replacements for that matter, or any assistance from other shooters. Like at one point, someone offered you snacks, and it seems kind of corny, but you couldn't take them.
Yeah, wasn't
because in
allowed.
Trooper you would have had to have them. So for me, I just used a load-bearing vest, obviously Icarus right here,
And a very tactical.
a Czechoslovakian bread bag, and an East German canteen.
So a bag full of ammo and some water.
It was literally a bandolier of ammunition in a bread bag, some little spare parts and stuff like batteries,
Yeah.
water, and a loadout. Worked great.
Yep.
No problems.
So All right, I think I'm going to go back to shooting old guns that are harder but more interesting. And you know what? ARs work. If you want a gun that works, get an AR. They just work.
They do. A good, properly made AR will go through a lot.
Yeah, properly made AR, even treated improperly, will take you a
I think
long
this
ways.
is the definition of abused at this point.
Well, if you guys like the video, let us know in the comments, subscribe, tell your friends, and thanks for watching.